Hello everyone, welcome to Twilight. If you have anything to say related to the video or notice any issues, let us know in the comments. For now, enjoy the video. What if Kate was pulled into Supernatural? Kate's POV. I was sitting at the bottom of my bed, in the dark, crying. Again. Feeling worthless. Unloved. Useless. Broken. Thinking about all the times Jimmy, my ex, used to beat me up and call me awful things. Telling me how worthless I am and how no one would ever love me. He stole my heart, broke it, and set it back on place, telling me deserved it. And I believed him, if there just wasn't a way to end it. End it all. I feel a new stream of tears coming, thinking about Mom. Mom died a few weeks ago. Car crash. If there was a way I could tell how much I love her, I would rewind it all back, just to tell her how much she means to me. I remember how Mom used to sing to me when I woke up at night, having nightmares. She would always be watching over me, telling me I shouldn't be afraid, and that angels were watching over me. I lay my head back at the pillow, relaxing about the thought of Mom. I could almost hear her whisper to me, "Angels are watching, Kate. Protecting you. Caring about you." Remember that. A single last tear crawled out at my chin. The dark, that is there to pull me into a deep sleep, starts to rise over me. But right before I'm asleep, I feel something on her forehead. Some white, beautiful, bright light, kills my sleepy darkness and everything goes completely black. Dean's POV. I was just about to sleep and for the first time in days, when I just got this weird feeling, you know. But I just shook my head and closed my eyes. But then I suddenly feel something press down at the other side of the bed. I slowly opens my eyes, staring at a brown-haired girl. I just stared at her. She freaking came out of nowhere. She's asleep, with her hair spreading around her head like a glory. I quickly gets out of the bed, but can't help noticing how beautiful she is. Pull it together, Winchester. It could be a demon. I reach out behind me, grabbing a little bottle of holy water, and splash it at her head, expecting it to burn on her face. Nothing happens. Well, she does opens her eyes and her green eyes lands on me. Kate's POV. By the feeling of some water being frowned into my face, I opens my eyes. I takes some time to really see what I'm seeing. Jensen Ackles, his beautiful face looks at me, with a very confused expression. "Not demon," he murmured. I just, OMG. I quickly sits up, looking confused around. This not my room. I look back at Jensen, locking eyes with him, who still is not saying anything. What the heck is going on? I say, looking at him, is this some kind of joke? He reached over to the night table, still locked eyes with me, slowly taking a knife up. I look hypnotized at the knife in his hand, when he slowly reached forward, in my direction. I start backing away. What? Wait, stop, I beg him. He just looks at me with no feelings to be shown. Jensen. I scream when he takes my arm. He stops and look at me. Who is Jensen? He asked. I say nothing, still with my eyes at the knife. I quickly twist the knife out of his hand before he notices anything. I look amazed at the knife in my hand. How the hell did I do that? He tries to take it back, but I just move back. What the hell are you? He burst out, "You're not a demon, but that doesn't explain what you were doing in my bed." I look at him confused. Demon, his bed. What was going on? And then my eyes lands on his collarbone. Right over his heart. That symbol, that mark that protects you from being possessed by a demon. Jensen Ackles didn't have that tattooed on his skin, only drawn on when he was acting as Dean. I don't believe it. Our Dean. Standing in front of me. "How do you know my name?" He yelled at me, right up in my face. I can't help but flinch. I really don't like people yelling, that just scares me, especially when I can smell the alcohol in his breath. His face expression changed when I flinched, but still holds on this subject, "Because you're Dean Winchester." How the fuck? This can't be happening. I'm dreaming. I knew I shouldn't have read so many fanfiction, damn it. Classic. Girl drops down in Supernatural universe. OMG. This can't be real, I cries out loud. He just look at me. "What are you talking about, woman?" he says, still trying to take the knife from me. This can't be real, OMG, no, just. How? I tries to take a deep breath but gets really dizzy. I'm having a panic attack. I'm going to die. Look, I tell him this aren't real. Cause, where I'm from, this is a TV show called Supernatural, and I try to, but can't talk, just try to focus on my breath. Relax, Kate, just relax, I tell myself. I don't believe you, it can't be real, he announced. I take the knife up to my arm, still feeling dizzy, on the edge to panic. I can assure you that I'm 100% human. Look, I can show you, I say, sliding, a little too deep, a cut into my arm. Red blood drips out of the wound. Okay, he says, convinced, but that don't explain how you just randomly showed up in my bed. Listen. I don't know anything. This is not supposed to real. It's not possible. I'm finding it hard to breathe correctly, and my vision is getting blurred. I slowly look down at my arm. Oh, look, I'm bleeding. I look at the blood dripping down my arm. The wound was deeper than I thought. I drop the knife, and the last thing I see before all goes black is Dean running over to me, then nothing. Dean's POV. I catched her right before she fell. She had lost a lot of blood, and I didn't see that because I was too upset to even look. Her head was tilted back, and I laid an arm behind her head and carried her over to the bed in kind of bridal style. I laid her careful on the bed. She was human, but there was something about her. Not evil, but something different. And like, where the actual fuck did she come from? With the sound of Sam opening the door, made me jump in surprise. Hey, Dean, time to wake you. Sam stopped up in the middle of sentence when he saw the girl in the bed. When did she come? Couldn't you say that you were having a one-night stand? Like, seriously dude, I was right in the room. Bessie, I cut Sam off. No, you are misunderstanding. I was just about to go to sleep. Sam cut me off. Wait, did you first go to sleep now? Why, look Sammy, it's not the point, this freaking girl came out of nowhere. Like, I was right about to go to sleep, and then this girl are in my bed. It's not a demon, or a shapeshifter, but something is off. People don't just drop down. She was also talking about a Jensen and this TV show or some shit like that. Maybe she's not a monster, but she's definitely is crazy. I took a deep breath. Sam looked at me in seriously disbelief. Don't you think you were just a little too drunk? No Sam, just listen. She also knows my name. Geez, okay, he walked over to the bed and looked down at the girl. But why is she's unconscious? Yeah, she also knows about things. She cut herself in the arm to show me that she wasn't a shapeshifter, and she cut a little too deep. She lost too much blood. Sam bowed down and took up her hand. She tried to show you that she was human. That must mean something, right? I don't know dude. I'll go get the first aid kit. Meanwhile, Kate's POV. I opened my eyes and were met by a strong white flash of light. It took me some time to see, and then I saw I was in a white little room. White walls, white table and white chairs. Kate, a voice said behind me. I quickly turned around. There was the most beautiful man I have ever seen in my life. He had piercing blue eyes, and dark brown hair, almost black. He was soaked in some kind of a light, and behind him there were two perfectly golden sparkling wings. Castiel, a voice told me inside my head. But, it can't be. I know you're very confused. But, I was the one who dragged you to this world. Do not be afraid. I am an angel of the Lord. What? Where am I? You are nowhere, he said, staring at me, not even blinking. What do you mean? This is a room somewhere in your imagination. I have created it. Okay, that don't explain why. You're not real. Angels aren't real. He looked up and saw me straight in the eye. Yes, they are. And I'm your father. My heartbeat stopped. No, you're not. My father died when I was little. I looked at him. How come he ever be my father? My father was a brave soldier in the army. He couldn't be. That's what we told you. Me and your mom decided that you were better of not knowing. No. No, you're lying. You're not my father. Yes, I am. He laid his hands gently on my shoulders, and I felt this sensation. And there's things that you don't know about. Angels are not allowed to have children. It's forbidden. Especially when I'm a low-standing angel. But me and your mom loved you so much, and I had to send both of you those dimensions, to a world where monsters and angels don't exist. So you could be saved. I took a deep shaking breath. Know this can't be real, can it? And you grew up there, raised to be the beautiful woman you are now. But when I saw how heartbroken and depressed you were, you didn't think you mattered. I couldn't live with that. So I brought you back, I brought you home. He looked me straight in the eye, letting me know how sorry he was. And then I suddenly felt angry. Why did you abandon Mom? She died. And you didn't care to save her? He looked down. They were out of my hands. I couldn't save her. I'm sorry. He let his hands fall down. Yeah, sorry my ass. If you could brought me here, why not Mom too? I wanted answers. I wanted to, but I'm not that strong, Kate. The only way I could get you here was because I got help from another angel. And he was not reachable this moment. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. The room we were standing in started to brighten up a little. What's happening? I yelled, as the room started to glow more and more, even shake a little. Time is up. These rooms only held for a short amount of time, but what am I supposed to do now? I couldn't see anything now, because of the glowing light. But I heard him yell back, the dimension you were in, have showed you what's going to happen. And then you also know that it's not time for the Winchesters to know about me. What you really are here to do is to help the Winchesters. The last thing I hear before everything disappears is Castiel's voice. Save them. Kate's POV. When I opened my eyes this time, I wasn't in the room any longer. I feel someone touch my arm, and I slowly look over, to see this handsome guy. Even though he is sitting down, I can tell that he is tall. He cleaning my cut on my arm, which, by the way, hurts like hell. And then I recognize that concentrated face. Sam. He looks up, must have felt that I've moved, and when he see me awaken, he almost jumped in surprise. Dean. She's awake. He yelled. I didn't move my head because I was still a little dizzy and sleepy, but I could hear Sam stumbling in the background, and then Dean showed up in my view, sitting beside Sam on a chair. He awkwardly cleared his throat. How you feeling? Fine, I say with a small voice, getting a little shy, because of their starring. Sam's glance slightly turned a little bit kinder when he sees I'm feeling a little uncomfortable. Okay. Why don't we start off with the names? My name is Sam. When I cut him off, I know who you are. Dean looked up, his glance even more intensity than before. God, Des eyes. Yeah, about that. Dean said. How do you know that? Yeah, Dean, good question. How come yeah right, Castiel. The roomy white thing in my imagination. How dare he claim to be my father? No, he can't be. I refuse just the idea of me being a daughter of an angel. Like, come on. He said that I couldn't tell them that he was real, yet how am I supposed to tell them when I can't even mention him? Where I'm from, the last thing I know is that you are fictional characters from a show called Supernatural. Yeah, it was my favorite show. They just looked at me like I was crazy, and they even made this kind of a side look where they shot each other a glance, sending some kind of message. Probably something about me being mad. Sam cleared his throat once again, laying my arm down by my side. Done cleaning it? Fuck, it hurts. So, basically what you're saying is that we're just some fictional characters? Yeah. I said, approving, nodding slowly. You're not supposed to be real. This is just some show where there's these two brothers, the Winchesters, who hunt evil things, looking for their dad who left, trying to find the thing that killed his wife, Mary, who was burned on the ceiling. And now my brain is probably making some kind of joke by placing me in the show. They just sat in silence. Look. All I know is that, where I'm from, you two, I mean not actually you, but your faces. Sam, you are an actor called Jared Padalecki. Dean, you're also an actor called Jensen Ackles. I mean, I know you're not an actor, but where I'm from, the real you isn't. Oh god, this is confusing. I stopped myself, knowing that I probably should be careful not to mention any Misha Collins. Dean moved a little closer. How? No. This can't be real. That can't be true. That's what I keep telling myself, I murmured, mostly to myself. Sam shifted position on his chair. Okay, I believe you. Dean stood straight up. What? Sam, no, that's totally nuts. Sam didn't give Dean a look, and just continued, but on one condition. I hold in my breath, waiting for whatever that's coming. You gotta prove it to me. How? How am I going to prove it? I said, a little stressed. If this were my only way to show them that I'm right, then, how? I don't know, maybe tell us something that only we would know, Dean said and sat back down. Okay, maybe not that bad at all, something I can manage. Okay. I can start with you, Dean, now we're at it. First thing that puffs up, you love pie. He shrugs his shoulder. Anyone can know that if they have watched me. I'm not done. I don't even know if you know this yourself, but you are named after a girl. I'm not gonna tell who, but the name was Diana. You like your cough black. You're secretly obsessed with the Wild West and know about all the Clint Eastwood's movies. I lowered my voice a little, just to make it a little more dramatic, including the one with the monkey. His name is Clyde. He says in protest. Whatever. You have a fear of flying. Bobby was more of a father to you than John, and shit, I almost forgot. Classic rock. Your favorite song is Ramble On and Traveling Riverside Blues by Led Zeppelin, and you always loses whenever you are play rock, paper, scissor. Just a small hint, don't use scissor that much. Sammy knows your favorite kind of food is fast food, bacon cheeseburger. And something you only would know, favorite porn website is Buzzsucceed Buddies BAMMM. That was awesome, letting myself totally fangirl. Sam looked over to a very shocked Dean. Really? He asked. Bestie, seen Beauties? Dean's face turned back to normal, shaking the shocked expression away. Don't judge me, he said in innocence. And besides, that doesn't count. Anyone could get that information if they just dig deep enough. Dean, I think you are becoming a little overdramatic. You are not that important that people would want to know such things about you, Sam said. Sammy is being sassy, and besides, she nailed everything. Dean looked at me, still not convinced. Okay, well, try, Sam, something that only he would know. I just nodded and focused on Sam. With the inner fangirl in my heart trying to push, though, I just bursted out what came in mind. Okay, and I totally agree with you on this one. Clowns are freaking terrifying. With those white faces and big smiles, nope. Totally agree with you on that one. You was one of Azazel's special ones. On your first proper hunt, you break your arm and get knocked unconscious by a spirit. Jess was a terrible cook, and whenever Jess was baking, you was always so scared that the kitchen would go on fire. But November the 2nd, 2005, she for the first time was baking cookies without burning anything. When you were little, you told your dad that you was afraid of the thing in the closet, and he gave you a 45. I took a deep breath. Fuck, I was speaking fast. I was sitting up now, even though I was getting a little dizzy by that little move. And you like to eat what Dean calls rabbit food. You scored 174 on your LSAT. Okay. I'm convinced, Dean said, defeated. Are you sure? I said, enjoying my victory, cause I can go on and on and on. Nah, think I'll pass. Sam looked at me with a little smirk. How can you even? He asked. I told you it was my favorite show, I said, smiling at him. Hey, you forgot to tell your name. Oh, yeah. My name is Kate Hilliard. Kate's POV. Well, Kate Hilliard. It looks like you got a deep cut there. We gotta have to stitch that up, Sam said and sat up, but winced in pain. Hey, Sammy, are you okay? Dean said, running over to him. Yeah, Dean, I'm fine. My back hurts, but I can manage it, he said and continued to walk, while Dean just stand there. What happened? I asked, curious. None of your business, Dean quickly replied, but I didn't get offended because he didn't actually sound angry, actually just protective. Dean, be nice, Sam said and walked back to me, with some thread and a needle. Shit, that looks scary. We can tell you on the way to Bobby, he said to me. Bobby? What season am I in? I don't remember Sam having back agony. Wait, maybe shit. Dean, you are a fucking dickhead. This is just after Dean sold his soul to get Sam back from the dead. Sam don't know yet, I can tell. He just thinks he's been stabbed. And that leads me to, wait. What year is it? 2007. Why, shit. My heart stopped for a moment. Not only have I traveled through the dimension, I also time traveled. It was 2015 where I was from. Dean stopped in his tracks. What? First you tell us you had traveled from some kind of other dimension. And now you tell us you was also time traveling? I just sat there. Yeah, Dean, that's apparently right. Sam just shrugged, didn't want to get Dean mad at him. My heart got a little warm. He believed me. Which is totally not something you see a Winchester do. Sure, Dean don't trust me, but at least he doesn't see me as a threat. Son of a bitch, I even heard Dean murmured, and couldn't help to smirk a little. Okay. Well, give me your arm, so I can fix it, Sam said. I slowly took my arm up and laid it in his hands. Shit, I hate needles. I took a deep shaking breath, and shut my eyes tight, when Sam took up the needle ready to stitch. Fuck. Didn't quite expect this. I opened my eyes, peeking a little. Shit. He's going straight for it. Wait, Sammy, Dean said, holding back his hand. Are you okay? I opened my eyes again. Yeah, it's just the needle. Dean rolled his eyes. Yeah, okay. But, sorry to say it, sweetheart, it's really gonna hurt if not. Sue, God, I love the sound of his voice. It's so different from when he gets older, like in the season 8 and 9. I blinked and, oops, I have just stared at him the whole time. Pull yourself together, Kate. I cleared my throat. Okay, and sat up, still in the bed, making it easier for Sam. Okay, on my count, Sam said, taking the needle closer. One eye stared down at the floor too, and there he stuck it down. I bite my lip, tasting the blood. You lied to me, Sam. I half yelled. Actually, it doesn't hurt that much. Even though I have to do everything I can not to curse out loud. Yeah, but you looked so scary that I thought you were better of not knowing, he said, smirking a bit. Okay, Dean said, clapping his hands. Just when Sam finished stitching. We need to get to Bobby, he said, heading out. Wait. I said. He turned around, raising a brow. I can't go out in this. I said, pointing at my pajamas. Why not? Are you sometime, Dean? Are you stupid? Because I'm standing in my pajamas. So, Dean, normal people don't go out in their pajamas, Sam said. Here, he said, and opened one duffel bag from under the bed, gave me some jeans that were too large, and a dark blue shirt. You can borrow that until we get to a shop. Thanks, Sam. And also for the stitching, I said, giving him a smile. No problem, he said with a little smile. I walked over to the little toilet to change. I looked at myself in the mirror. I didn't look different. But my eyes. They were some kind different, couldn't put a finger on it. I just shocked my head. Taking up the jeans Sam gave me, to take them on, but already before I could stick my other foot in, I knew I got to get a belt, to even hold these up. And right I was. I opened the door. Can I also borrow a belt? Sam looked over to Dean. Sorry, I only have one, and it's the one I already have on, Dean. Yeah, he said, getting his own duffel bag to give me one. Here, he said, walking over to me. I couldn't help to blush a little. Thanks. I closed the door again, talking the belt on. Shit, I look like a damn clown. Better than nothing. Rather look like a clown then. Kate's POV. And who are you? Bobby asked after getting over the shock of seeing Sam alive. I took my hand out. Kate Hilliard. Not a demon, I said, trying to be friendly. Bobby was one of my favorite characters and I really wanted him to like me. He just raised one of his eyebrow, but shook my hand. Then, come on in. We all walked in, and I saw the dead glare. Bobby stared at Dean. And Dean just ignored him. Those idiots. The house looked exactly like in the show, but this time I got all the expressions. The smell and the little layer of dust that were on the furniture. It was like I have been here before, even though I only saw it through a screen. We walked into the kitchen. Sue, not to be rude, but why are you here? Bobby asked. I opened my mouth to speak up, but what was I going to tell? True, Bobby was someone you could trust, but he was also an old paranoid hunter. I wanted him to know, but how? I landed in a TV show. Insane, you say? Why would you say that? And also, it was an angel who brought me here. Yeah, right, like he would believe me. I'm just a stranger to him. But thankfully, Dean answered. Kate, no things. Dean stopped himself and bit his lower lip, thinking over what to say. Bobby looked confused up at him. No things? Boy, you gotta give me more than that. Sam interrupted. Have you ever heard about parallel universes? Bobby looked deeply at Sam, with a very serious look. Yeah, well, Sam took a quick look at me. Was he going to tell? He cleared his throat. Well, we know, that she is from another universe. See, where she's from, we are some kind of TV show. What was it called? Supernatural, right? And apparently this show have showed her our lives. Like, she knows all about us. Bobby, everything. There was silence between us, and Bobby looked at me like I was dangerous. After some time, he took a deep breath. Well, if what you are saying are true, then you also must know everything about me, right? Oh no, not this again. Yeah, then show me. Okay, here it goes. Your name is Robert Steven Singer. You once had a dog named Ramsfield. And oh, there was a lot pain in Bobby's life. You had a wife named Karen, who got my voice cracked. I saw Bobby stiffened a little. I'm sorry, Bobby, I just go on, Bobby said with no feelings showed. Rufus Turner helped you with the situation, and he learned you all about the supernatural. You grew up the hard way, but no need to go in deep, I said and looked at the boys before focusing on a shocked Bobby, but I also saw the glimpse of appreciation in his eyes. He understood that I knew, but didn't want to tell Sam and Dean. When Sam was 8, you gave him an amulet that he eventually gave to Dean. And I know you enjoy to watch Tori and Amp. Dean, you can read and speak Japanese and, yeah, that's enough. Maybe, I believe you, but that doesn't mean I trust you. And beside, what could have brought you here? What's so special about you? Bobby asked, furious. I don't know. But I aren't evil, and I aren't a treat, so I would say I'm harmless. I'm just a human. But am I? I mean, angel or not, am I human? Pure human? Bobby cleared his throat. So, anyone wants a beer? I'm afraid that's all I got. I could need one, thanks, I said, still wanting Bobby to like me. And actually I liked most bears, so that was okay. Be right up. Me. Sam and Dean headed into the living room. What you did there was pretty impressive, I gotta say. And a little bit creepy. But still. Dean said, sitting down on the couch. I blushed a little. It was like every time he even looked at me, my cheeks started to burn. Get a grip on yourself, thanks. But I don't think he trusts me. Well, Dean got interrupted by Bobby walking in with beer in his hands. Thanks, I said, taking one. I opened it, but then I saw that Bobby was watching me very closely. Does he think I'm an idiot? Of course he had given me a beer with holy water in it. Of course he had. I took a big swing at it, and it tasted awful. How can holy water even have a taste? See? No burn, no nothing. I mean, beside the taste. Would I be mean if I asked for another beer than this one? I asked, couldn't help to be a little sassy. Bobby grunted and took the beer from my hand and walked out, into kitchen, but then there was a knock on the door. And before I could stop myself I let out an excited whisper, it's Ellen. And I saw Dean giving me that weird glance, but I didn't care. Ellen was alive. Not something I was used to, because, you know, I was deep into season 10 waiting for season 11, so, wait, how would you know that? You know what? I don't even wanna know, Dean said, mostly to himself. I ran over to open the door, but I didn't even make it out of the room, before that familiar darkness started to show in my view. Not again. I felt my legs giving up, and I think I heard someone yell in the background, before everything disappears. That's it for today. See you in the next video. Bye. The end.